Well, hi everybody. This is the last video. The project has concluded and it's been completed to a degree that I think even going in, none of us knew that it would be this gorgeous. Um, but it's just really amazing, especially for an office building. And I think one of the things that makes it special is that it creates that home comfortability and atmosphere while still being a professional environment. Um, and so it's really exciting. Like, I'm really um, excited how everything turned out here. Everything looks like you just want to be in the office all day and you never really want to leave. Yeah, this is the lobby. Here we have the art gallery that we worked on in a previous video. All of this was kind of plain in some way, and then all I had to do was just add some personal touches to it to make it unique to the space that it was going in, like adding yellow accents and um, really just tying all of that in, especially with a company that has very distinct branding. You want to make sure to include that in the design of any office space so that way their message and their mission statement is seen throughout the space. So here we have this beautiful wood slat wall, some LED accent lighting, some really beautiful signage that was done by a local Baltimore graphics designer. That's actually the name of the company. And just even down to like the computer has a touch of yellow in it, even though it's more so gold, for the office assistant or office manager. And it's just really, really beautiful. And just small details that you take notice of and think about adding to a space, because not only are you thinking about them and maybe the client's not thinking about them, but later in their days of being here and having this be a constant environment for them, they'll be able to notice, oh wow, look at that, I didn't notice that before, but they're able to appreciate that throughout the longevity and life that they have the office for. So like this orchid, it's not real, but it looks real. And even the way that I placed it, I made sure to make it look like it's in its natural environment, or like it's in its behaving in its natural way, where orchids lean to the light. So just small details like that. And then over here, we have the waiting area of the lobby. And these chairs originally were not in this layout. We definitely did some rearranging once we got in the space and was able to feel the flow of the space. So, and it really just worked out perfectly. You can sit here and be able to wait for maybe the president or the sales manager or to go in the conference room. It's just really an inviting space for clients to be able to come in, feel comfortable waiting, and even maybe conversate with each other. Because it's definitely a conversational type setup. So we made sure to include a lot of greenery and plants in the space to make it feel lively, even though the greenery is not real, which requires a lot of maintenance for real plants. It still invokes that factor, that element of life into a space, which all around encompasses the ideology and thought process of feng shui. So I made sure to try to include that as best as I can, as many elements of feng shui as possible. I hope you guys are able to appreciate what I've done in this space, and I'm just really happy with how it turned out. Everyone has said that it feels comforting, that it feels inviting. They just want to stay here all day. And so, yeah, that's the goal with as a designer, that you want people to feel comfortable and welcome in the space. And this is the sales manager office. This was one of the first rooms that was completed, and that was intentional, so that way the processing and the operations of the business can keep going even in the midst of construction or installing of all of the furniture and elements in this building. So this was one of the first rooms that was completed, and like it was really personal. This space was, I had to keep in mind who's going to be in this office and keep in mind how they function, how they work, and what environment they work best in. So we went with a lighter color scheme, very pastel, light wood tones, and some warm wood tone accents. And I'll just take you along the room to see what we did. This is one of my favorite moments here because all of these pieces, literally all of these pieces, I was able to source from going to a second-hand store, and it's really just amazing to see what you can find for an affordable price and give it a second life. You know, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to shy away from it because it's secondhand or anything like that. This whole case is not only for aesthetics but functionality. There's marketing materials here and plenty of more space for the sales manager to grow into, or for whoever to grow into. So it's just really parts like these that you have to think about. And you know, as a designer, you kind of want to fill in all the cracks and crevices, but you have to leave some empty space for people to come in and fill it with their own personality. So over here on this wall, we included some inspirational quotes, once again specifically designed for the person in whose office this is. And I did show in one of my videos where we had to make an executive decision to change some things. I had to make an executive decision because I just was not happy with the original quotes that I custom ordered, and it's always a scary thing when something's custom ordered to now have to go back and, you know, redo it. But thankfully the company was able to give us a partial refund. Looks much better. It's more incorporated in the space. The color tones match, even though like each one isn't the same picture. It has the same frame, the same format, the same font, all of those things, which, you know, just bring it in together and make it look cohesive. That's what makes it look cohesive. And then we have a third one over here on this wall. So once again, I made sure to incorporate lighting because that was a very specific requirement for this space. Okay, so this office was very personalized to who was going to be in it. This is the president's office, so he really was adamant on creating a space where he can mentally function and excel in, as well as it have, you know, a sense of comfortability and you know, elements from home, but also just daily loving memory reminders of his life incorporated in his office. Also, one of the things that we focused on in designing, when we were designing the space initially, just like all in the computer, was to have the lobby mirror the office in here. So that's why we have in here the wood slats, which is the same material, same wood material, finished the same way, including the LED lighting above, to create that ambiance and symmetry between the two spaces. Like if you're someone in the lobby sitting in there waiting to have a meeting in here, and you come in here and you're like, oh, okay, it's, you know, very similar, it's the same. The quotes. The quotes are very special, and they have their own meaning to the president of this office. So I know he wanted to have some words of inspiration, and maybe even words of affirmation as daily reminders when he comes into the office. And so we really couldn't find anything that was similar to his inspiration for these quotes and for the pictures themselves. So I had to create custom artwork. I designed these in Canva, and I also sent them to the same custom framer as the artwork that was in the sales office area. And, you know, we designed them to have a floating frame, and these are black floating frames, so like the canvas is like inset, and then there's literally just that space around them. And we have dare, inspire, drive, and love. And then over here, we have just the rest of the office. We have seating for guests. They can come in, sit here, have meetings with him. He has a TV over there, and he can do presentations and show this and that and whatever he needs to do. The selection of these furniture pieces all started with that sofa over there. He was like, I need to have this sofa. He loves the color, the camel color of that leather. It is faux leather. And so once we found this, we were like, let's just circle it all the way around in the office and just continue it. And we also added these decorative pillows to tie in some more interest, as well as give, comfort to whoever's sitting here. So you can see a lot of things were, a lot of thought went into these selections, and everything was very personalized. And so, I'm happy with how this turned out. I think anyone would be happy to work in here, especially someone who loves to have that like really warm hug of an environment. Like when you're in here, you just feel safe, So, and then we have cool elements like this, which is pretty cool. Oh, it stopped. All right. This is the president's office. Okay, everybody, so if you made it this far into the video, you'll notice that I am doing a voiceover, and that's because my mic died when I was recording, and so I don't want to waste the video, so I'm just gonna record, and hopefully I can capture the same sentiments I had in the original audio. So starting with the break room, I'm showcasing the 2 tables that we made in the last video. We stained them, poly-coated them, put the legs on, and they are standing tall, and they look honestly great in this space. They fit perfectly. I'm super happy. I'm super, I always say super for some reason, but I really am. I'm really happy with how they turned out. The bar stool chairs, we ordered from Wayfair, and I tried my best to match that wood color to what was going on in the space already, especially the floors. And you'll notice that almost all of the elements in this room have some sort of wood accent to them, like the clock, the wood frames of the artwork, all of that matches, and it was just so succinct and just perfect for me to find all of those things, even all in the same place. So it was just perfect. And I've noticed that when something's meant to be, it's there and waiting for you. It's not gonna go to someone else, especially if you have your mind open to receive it. And so one of the things that I love about this space is that it feels so open and energetic and lively, and I think that's because of the artwork design that we have going on with all of the bold, striking lines. I carried that from the artwork even to the vase of flowers that we have going on in the back. And as simple as this space is, it's a dark, warm gray color, it's still inviting. I can't express that enough. Of how much it feels like, you want to sit there and take a break. Maybe I made it too comfortable. I don't know. And on this side of the break room, we have all of the cabinetry. We have the kitchenette items, the microwave, sink, refrigerator. All of this cabinetry is new. It was built to our specifications. We chose the color of the base cabinets, the color of the upper cabinets. We went with that two-tone style, and I also added in this backsplash, which I had to install myself because our builder doesn't do backsplash. So I decided to go with a peel and stick installation method for the tile. I ordered it from tilebar.com if you're interested, and
it was fairly, it was a simple idea, but definitely more complicated execution. That I don't think I was prepared for, but I accomplished it. I did it. It's done, and I love the way that it looks. It just is like literally. I feel like that side of the break room would not look as good as it does without that backsplash. Um, it just ties everything together and makes it look well designed and made. We're now standing in the main hallway of the office, and one of the most prominent things in this hallway is, in fact, the logo wall. This was inspired by a sports-themed logo wall that my client sent me, and we just took that inspiration and rolled with it. We had similar layout, but had our own colors, and of course his own business logo to represent his company. And so in a previous video I showed how I painted this stripe on the wall and how I got those really clean, crisp lines. I believe it's in vlog 3, definitely one of the earlier vlogs, so check that out. Our graphic designer also came in and did all of the vinyl work that you see here, even on the glass, and he did this really beautiful, consistent typography design on all of the glass and window work that you see in the office. This is a perfect location to display, your company's slogan, and to literally communicate to your clients, customers, or other business partners, what's important to you. And so I just love how this turned out. It's how clean gets done. First impressions are everything, so it's important that that first impression that people have of you is clear and a good one. So on the other side of the wall we have some beautiful photos of some really close detail shots of some cars. We've got an interior shot and 2 exterior shots provided by Baltimore Graphics. He sourced these himself, and it just looks awesome. I love the yellow accents in each of the photos, and so we decided to spread them out on this wall to create some sense of direction and flow, to encourage people to move in a straight, narrow path.
Okay, everybody, we are in the conference room, one of really probably the most important rooms in an office building, because this is where you have clients coming, this is where you have other business owners coming to make deals, to have presentations. This is where all of the inner workings of your company come to meet and have meetings, So this is a really important room. We wanted to keep it simple but yet strong in this room. And so we really coordinated with walnut, wood, and black to really fill in the space. So it's not a lot going on, but everything together makes it complete.
This is the last portion of my video, so I invite you guys to the table to sit and reflect with me for a little bit. But I also want to mention that on this wall we have some beautiful things happening. We have plants happening, we have asymmetrical but yet symmetrical design going on. The cubes also help to anchor the TV and actually make it look kind of bigger. I feel like if they weren't there, the TV would just kind of be floating along this giant wall, because this wall is actually pretty big. But the cubes help to fill out that space, and it's just another opportunity to showcase design, continuity with the walnut, and also some plants, bringing in that life again, especially in this room because there are no outside windows to this room. And so that was also one of the key factors of why we chose this light, like green, it's more green than blue, but it's very sage, uplifting, almost reminds you of like morning dew. Like you think of morning dew or morning mist when I see this color, and I love that about this room. All of the furniture in here, we had to put together. It took a long time to put together. Probably one of the most furniture assembly required for this office. But all in all, I had a great experience. I had a great time connecting with people, working with them, and making connections with people in my field, and just seeing how it all comes together, and just putting in the hard work to get such a great product in the end. And so I'm thankful. Thank you guys for watching. This won't be the last, so stick around, subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.